Have you ever let one comment ruin your entire day? One look, one word, one small inconvenience, and suddenly everything shifts. Your mood drops, your energy disappears, your focus is gone, and you tell yourself they did this to me. No, they didn't. You handed them control. That's the part most people avoid. No one controls your emotions unless you allow it. People can be rude, careless, unfair. Life can throw delays, problems, chaos. That part isn't in your control. What is what happens inside you. Imagine moving through the same world, the same people, the same irritation, but nothing gets inside. It's still there, but it doesn't reach you. That's not luck. That's control. Not suppression. Control. Start here. Your reaction is your responsibility. Someone disrespects you, criticizes you, ignores you, and your mind reacts instantly. Anger, frustration, irritation, automatic. But there is always a gap between what happens and how you respond. Most people skip it. They react, then justify, then blame the world for how they feel. But that gap is everything. Inside it, you either lose control or take it back. You can react like everyone else, or you can pause and decide. That decision is where your power lives. The world doesn't calm down. People don't improve overnight. But you stop letting their behavior dictate your state. You stop absorbing everything. Then stop expecting people to be like you. You show up, you care, you keep standards, and when someone doesn't do the same, it hits harder than it should. Why? Because you expected them to think like you, act like you, respond like you. They don't. People act from their own values, their own mindset, their own level of awareness, not yours. Expecting them to match you is a guaranteed way to stay frustrated. The moment you accept that people are who they are, not who you want them to be, you remove a large part of your anger, not all of it, but enough to feel the difference immediately. Then there's ego, the need to be right, the need to win, to prove, to defend, to not look weak. Most arguments are not about truth. They are about identity, about pride, about not wanting to feel small. But ask yourself, how many of those arguments actually improved your life? How many were worth the energy? Almost none. Being right feels good for a moment. Peace lasts longer. Sometimes the strongest move is not to win, but to disengage, to let people think what they want, to not waste yourself on things that don't move your life forward. You don't need to prove yourself every time you're challenged. Another trap. Letting other people's words define you. Someone criticizes you, dismisses your idea, questions your ability, and your confidence drops. Why does their voice become louder than yours? Because you made their opinion your mirror. But their words are not truth. They are perspective, filtered through their experience, their biases, their limits. If you build your identity on other people's reactions, you will never be stable. One compliment lifts you, one criticism breaks you. That's dependence. Take what is useful, ignore what is not. But don't outsource your self-worth. If you want peace, you need boundaries. Without them, people will take your time, your energy, your attention, not because they're evil, but because you never stop them. You say yes when you mean no. You agree when you disagree. You tolerate things that slowly drain you, and then you feel overwhelmed. Not because life is too heavy, but because you are carrying too much that isn't yours. Boundaries are not aggression. They are clarity. They show people where you end and where they begin. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you protect something that matters. And stop chasing approval. Too many people live like prisoners of other people's opinions. They filter themselves, hold back, play safe just to be accepted. But acceptance is never guaranteed. People will judge you anyway. Even when you do everything right, some will misunderstand you, some will dislike you, some will criticize what they don't have the courage to do themselves. Let them. Your life does not need their approval. You cannot live freely and be liked by everyone at the same time. Choose. When someone tries to provoke you, silence becomes power. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every situation deserves your energy. Most people react instantly. They defend, attack, escalate, and the situation grows. Silence breaks that pattern. It denies the reaction people expect. It keeps you in control. Silence is not weakness, it's discipline. Speak when it adds value. Stay silent when it protects your peace. When anger starts building, shift your focus. Anger narrows your vision until all you see is what's wrong. Gratitude does the opposite. It forces you to notice what still works, what still remains, what still has value. You cannot be fully angry and fully grateful at the same time. One replaces the other. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about refusing to let one moment define your entire state. Criticism is another test. Most people either absorb it completely or reject it completely. Both are mistakes. Some criticism is useless. Some is projection, some is noise, but some of it is valuable. If you can separate the two, you gain an advantage most people never get. You improve faster. You see what others avoid. The rule is simple. Don't react. Evaluate. Take what sharpens you, drop what doesn't, and finally, let go. This is where most people get stuck. They hold on to anger, resentment, past situations. They replay them again and again, thinking it gives them control. It doesn't. It keeps them stuck. Holding on to anger is like holding something that burns you while you wait to throw it. You are the one getting hurt. Letting go is not weakness, it's a decision. A decision to stop carrying what you cannot change, to stop feeding what no longer serves you, to stop reliving what is already over. You don't do it for them, you do it for yourself. That is the shift. Emotional mastery is not about becoming cold. It's not about pretending nothing affects you. It's about becoming harder to shake, harder to manipulate, harder to break. People will still be rude. Life will still be inconvenient. Criticism will still come. Disappointment will still happen, but none of it has to control you. The moment you stop giving the world control over your inner state, everything changes. You become steady, clear, unmoved when it matters, and that is real power.